when there's a complex emergency, there just seems to be a flood of different agencies, responders, people and organisations with the best intention, but it can be quite disconnected. And so one of the things is about how can we be better joined up, better coordinated, better collaborators. I think one of the other things that would be interesting or useful is to, given the amount of different actors in the humanitarian system, is to consider how we could use the core humanitarian standards as an equaliser. So if you've got small, big, national, international, regional, all different kinds of actors involved in humanitarian response, the core humanitarian standards could be a way of actually making it as consistent and as clear as possible for people affected by disasters. I think the process it went through to be created is important to think about. So the fact that there's been so many organisations and so many and a sort of approach to trial it and test it, and then to build in that feedback, that's first of all I think one of the things that helps us improve, because it is, we hope, as relevant as possible to our current situation with humanitarian work. I think another thing that the CHS really helps with is because it's people-centred, and because of the focus of being, it's something we use in innovation sometimes, is, they call it the user experience, and it's used in tech, but it's essentially the same thing. It's about starting from what are the experiences from ordinary people, and them as the main user, and how then you build in every level of the process. And I think something like the core humanitarian standards, having that approach is really good. There seemed to be an acknowledgement of not having the view that capacity and capability doesn't exist at the local level. Actually, what you can have with something like the core humanitarian standards is it's actually a way of making visible what exactly the capacity and capability is. So using it much more as something that a really good critical analysis tool actually is a really good approach. And again, it's just back to that point of using it as an equaliser between big and small and international and national NGOs, because everyone can then apply that as a critical analysis tool.